For the postgame, Jeff Eisenman here with two-time Super Bowl champion, recent inductee into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but not someone who's experienced his college football team winning a national championship.
No, I have not. And you have to rub it in, right?
I'm sorry, Terrell Davis right here, but you were at the Rose Bowl, you were at the national championship game. I mean, an amazing run. What were your emotions like during this roller coaster?
Well, the Rose Bowl was awesome because I'm from California, so to see Georgia in California playing in a big game like that was a dream come true, right? And they won the game, so they put themselves in the national championship game. And the national championship game started off pretty good for us. We were in good position, and it just felt like as the game started to unfold, the Georgia started to feel a little bit like they were hoping to win and wasn't confident they can win. You know, of course, the refs had a little bit of say-so in there. But
no comment.
No comment. But listen, Alabama being a champion, they were playing like they knew they can win that game, and you can kind of feel the tide shifting a little bit. I know.
Did you mean?
Right? No pun intended with that, man. But it's the tide shifting, and it got onto a point where it was really the overtime, and Georgia strikes first to kick the field goal, and you think, all right, now we're looking real good. We got a sack on first down, and 2nd and 26. We're gonna win this thing. And just like that, I look up and the ball's going over my head. I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, all right, maybe a safety's going to come over and knock this down, or a cornerback, and all of a sudden the receiver catches the ball and the game is over.
Yeah, you're on the sidelines. Do you feel like do you want to even coach? Do you want to just walk over those players? How do you stop yourself from doing that? Or you don't?
No, I'm not necessarily coach, but as they were, because when it was the end of regulation and Alabama was about to kick the field goal, I can see the disappointment from the players on the sideline. And at that point, you think the game's probably going to be over. I mean, it's kind of a chip shot. And I was thinking, oh, once they make that, I will go kind of tell them. And I told one player, I said, listen, I wasn't prepared for this speech I'm about to tell you. I said, but remember how you feel right now. Take that feeling right now, because you're going to need that. That is going to prepare you guys to back where you guys are today. And that's the only thing that's going to make it happen is how you feel. You don't ever want to feel that again. And hopefully, there's some good that's coming out of all this bad that's happening, and they can take that, and maybe next year that's something that they can look forward to and using that energy and fuel to win a championship.
Well, two guys, Nick Chubb and Sony Michel, obviously will be going to the NFL. They're running backs, guys that I imagine you have a relationship with. What do you expect from them in their future?
I think they have a bright future. We've seen running backs this year. The rookie class looks pretty strong. And I think running backs are actually coming back because the quarterback play is it's not as good. Mm-hmm. So if you're a team and you've got a young quarterback, you've got to surround him with some pieces, and a good running game is one way to get that done. And I think this class right here looks real good. That's coming out of college. We'll see a lot of good running backs coming out. What was some
advice you gave those two running backs while you were in Atlanta last week?
I didn't talk to them in Atlanta last week, but I did talk to them when I was in Georgia a couple of months ago, and it was really just telling them that they can play on this level, and really believing in your abilities and just working as hard as you can. And the only thing you can do, we always talk about controlling what you can control. That's it. You know, prepare as hard as you can. Work on the things that you're not strong at right now, because that, believe me, the NFL is going to test you on everything. Your catching ability, whether you can pass block, whether you have a sense for the game, how you run. All those things will come into play. So work on everything. Don't just focus on the things you do well.
And we are in very warm New York City right now, by the way. You are promoting something with Verizon. What exactly are you doing today?
Well, I'm promoting Verizon's rewards program. It's called Verizon Up. And it's an awesome program, man, with some really great experiences. And you know, I guess it's next week. Next week is Tuesday, January the 16th, and Monday, January 22nd. If you're a Verizon Up member, you can go on to your app, and there's a chance for you to get a trip for two to Minneapolis to have an exclusive Super Bowl experience down there. And if you're a Verizon Up member, not only can you do that thing next week, but you can also go down there and they have all kind of great things, Super Bowl tickets. There's a lounge you can go down and hang out with down in Minneapolis. And again, if you're a member, all you have to do is just go to your app next week and look for that amazing offer. If you have Verizon but you're not a member yet, you just download the My Verizon app. and get started with that. If you don't have a Ryzen, then I think it's time for you to make that switch. It's pretty simple.
I know why this guy could remember a playbook back in the day. Remember that?
I had to remember that.
For the post game, Terrell Davis and me, Jeff Eisenband.